Hi and welcome back to my playthrough of the Pirate Republic. Of course, there were some goofs. Let's start with the easy one. When I got the treasure fleet, I should have placed two face down, I think our normal ship tokens here in the sea region of Havana. So let's do that. So they are now pretty much kind of protecting the treasure fleets there. This leads me to my next goof, and this was a capital one. When I was down there and rolled the treasure fleet symbol on one of my tidings dice, I'm not sure, it's a couple of turns left, I placed a treasure fleet token here. Unfortunately, that's not true, and this is kind of the problem with this token. Here would be the starting space of this silver treasure route here, though it's really in yellow, so you can see that it's totally up to me. The problem is, as I've already spent my treasure card, it's really very tough to take it back. I still thought about it. I had to punish myself a little bit. Of course, without that I would not have been able to take over Tobago here, at least not with this card and stuff, so a lot of things could have turned out completely differently. So in this case I decided to give some parts back of the benefits that Hotshots provided me. I was using the left potion of this card, and this provided me 5 additional reputation tokens. And I think those are the tokens I will now hand back. Pretty sure it's not entirely good enough in order to balance this very powerful card here, but I'm really sorry. I think I really cannot go back a couple of turns now and undo what I did. I promise I will do it right as of now, and in this case you also learned something from my mistakes. And last but not least, I forgot to place 3 more advanced pirate or elite pirate card on top of the deck of the dummy player. I drew 3 of those cards during my last round, and of course I should have placed 3 more on his deck. But I think everything of that happened when he already declared end of round, so it wouldn't have changed the actual end of round. So in this case, we can simply move on from there. Again, yeah, I leveled up. That was the reason why I got 2 of those elite icons, because of Tobago, because I was using the Hotshots. But yeah, again, I'm sorry, I cannot take this back. And yeah, but I think now we should be good to go to move into round 3, the last round of the game, in fact. So let's draw 4 cards. There are really some very powerful cards, but for the dummy player it doesn't really matter. Let's roll the tiding die, and that's a red lookout, and I think those are 4 cards if I'm not mistaken. Yep, that's the case. Okay, wow, he's taking up speed. Doesn't want to give me too many victory points, it seems. But yeah, I think this was already the dummy's player turn. So let's roll the die for us. That's also a red lookout, but right now we are on Tobago, so we will not trigger it. If we would have been on sea, one of those guys would show up. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. No, in this case, it would have been the French naval ship up there. We have 3 movement points and relatively weak cards, to be honest. So I think I might try to take out one of those ship tokens next to my location. Yeah, I think this is what I want to do. So let's spend 1, 2 movement point to move into St. Vincent here. Let's flip this token, and here we see another naval ship, a Dutch naval ship. 5 long range or 6 close quarter. Let's see what our initiative dice says, and it's a critical hit. Awesome. Okay, a critical hit could mean 1 reputation or 3 of those long range or close quarters. And I think in this case I want to go for 3 long range, because this would mean we gain 3 long range from our critical hit. We gain 2 more long range for our ex-Royal Naval Officer. Keep in mind we can use him throughout our turn unless we are defending with him, and this gives us 5 long range. And yeah, that's enough to take him out. And I think we have 2 reputation left. No, let's go for the swagger here. So that's 1, 2, 3. Keep in mind our goal is still 55 swagger. And yeah, this pretty much gets rid of this naval ship. We put it onto his stack, and then yeah, we go into our next movement. And as we haven't played any card yet this turn, so keep in mind this officer is not discarded in any way, I think we can really spend our last remaining movement point to move into Martinique here. Okay, let's see what we find. That's a pirate. 5 long range and 2 close quarters, or 2 close quarters in this case. So yeah, let's see what we roll. That's a miss, but again, it's a miss on a 4+. And as we are at level 4 already, this counts as a hit for us. Awesome, that's so cool. Great start of the round. And again, we can send our ex-Royal Navy officer here to generate the 2 close quarters we need in order to defeat this pirate here. Awesome. So let's put him on his stack accordingly. And therefore we gain 3 reputation. So no swagger, unfortunately. But overall, this brings us to 5 reputation. We are out of movement points and I don't see any movement cards here whatsoever. Oh yeah, we do. We can use the ex-Royal Navy officer for 1 more movement point. I nearly forgot. Yeah, let's totally go for it. We still haven't played card yet, so let's move into Dominica here with our remaining movement point. Those effects from those officers, keep in mind, can only be used once per turn. So let's flip it. That's a merchant with 2 potential 2 swagger, of course. Apart from that, he's not too challenging, but let's see what we hit. Again, it's a miss on a 4+. We go first, so that's either 3, 4, or 2. Let me have another look. Also not a big deal. We will spend our pirate ship here in order to generate 5 close quarters, and again this is enough to take out that merchant here worth 2 swagger, which gets us to 47 swagger. But now we are really out of movement points, so I have to announce end of turn. I could still use my rest card, but there's really, or I don't have to do any rest, to be honest. So I think I'm out of options now, so let's move over to the dummy player again. So he will draw his 4 cards, 3 and 4. He will roll the tidings die. That's a 2. That means he will discard 2 cards. So overall he already burned through 6 of his cards, but we added 3 of them. So overall I think we are still doing kind of okay. And then we have to roll our tidings die. And now keep in mind we are on sea, so every result counts here. That's a -1, so we only have 2 movement points and we get to resolve our next chaos card. Awesome. And that's another fancy one. While on shore, you learn from a loose-tongued Spanish sailor the location of Admiral Don Francisco Salmon and the wrecked Spanish treasure fleet. Give this card to the active player. Draw territory cards until you get a card showing a sea territory. Place 2 random ship tokens face up on the sea territory. If you sink these 2 ships, you gain 1 treasure card. At the start of your next turn, turn this card sideways to show that the turn has passed. At the end of your following turn, discard this chaos card and shuffle the territory card back into its deck. Okay, so we hope now we really have to be lucky. So let's see what territory cards we get, or card we get. And keep in mind we are talking about sea territories, and here we have village, and that's bad. Oh crap, village is all the way up here. Okay, but we have to place 2 ships there anyway. So that's a merchant, that's another merchant. Oh, and those are so easy. Prey, that's so easy to take those out. 2 and a 1. Are you kidding me? And I think there's really no chance we can get there. Ah, that's a pity. That's a pity. Especially we only have 2 movement points. We get 1 more because of our Navy officer, but that's about it. Oh, what a shame. Ah, that's really a pity. But actually, I just noticed something. We have 2 turns to get there. We have to flip it first, and then we still have another turn. So there is still some chance. So if we are rolling well, for example, rolling a +3 or so, then we may have a chance to get there. On the other hand, there are also some ships along the path. So, and to be honest, I want to get around those. But maybe that's still okay. I think I really should try to do that. Yeah, why not? It's really a cool goal, to be honest. And I think I want to really take the direct route, because if I go here and flee, I gain an additional free movement point fleeing out from this zone. So this could give me basically the movement points I need. So let's spend our first 2 movement points, 1 and 2, to move into Leeward Islands here. And here we have a pirate. and a naval chip. Unfortunately, they are not fighting each other. They're both fighting me. And I get to choose who I want to attack first. And I think it may be a good idea to go for the naval chip here first, because if I would defeat him and would go first, then I would need to defend from him first, because it's really alternating between those ships. And if I then have to flee for this or that reason, then yeah, the spend for this ship would be lost. So I think let's start here, and if I then have to defend against this guy, it's not that bad, I guess. Okay, let's roll the initiative die. And again, it's a critical hit. Awesome. That's really cool. So I gain 3 of those, and I think in this case, it's pretty obvious. I will go for 3 close quarters here. Again, I want to use my ex-Royal Navy officer for the remaining 2 we need in order to defeat this French naval ship here. Therefore, I will totally go for the 4 swagger. So I go to 51 swagger, which is kind of nice. Next, I have to defend from this pirate here. That's either 2 long range or 2 close quarter. I get to choose because those values are tight. And that's really kind of a waste. I want to hold on to my reroll here for now. Unless I have still the rest card here. No, I can spend it. I think I can spend it. Let's go for this. This is the 2 long range we need in order to defend from this pirate. So let's discard this card. Next, I get to attack again. And I believe in theory I can still use my ex-Royal Navy officer here. But here I'm really not sure if this is the same battle or a different battle, to be honest. If I can really use him again. So in order not to cheat here, I want to use my ship instead. So this is now spent in order to generate either 2 long range or 2 close quarter. Again, this is enough to take out that pirate ship here. I gained 3 swagger, but in this case I will lose 1 reputation. We still have 4 more. This brings me to 54 swagger. How cool is that? Really great deal. We still have 1 more movement point from our officer, so let's move into Exuma here. And yeah, I think with that we will end our turn. So let's put this card sideways, which means we still have 1 more turn left, but then it's out. And to be honest, let me count the spaces. But I think the main problem is not time. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we definitely need to roll at least a 2+. The main problem still is that here are 2 ships. And I can fight those ships. I'm not really overly concerned about those guys. But this will or may cost me important cards I need. But I think I still want to try it. But here's also a fight. We could sail around it maybe. 1, 2, 3. Then we need to roll a +3. Because this would really cost us some cards here. Tough. But I think I still want to try it. Over to the dummy player. He will draw 2 more cards. Let's roll the tidings die. That's only 1 card here. So I think, yeah, he's slowing down. And of course, I forgot to draw my card here. Those are okay. Choose 2 of your discarded cards to shuffle into your pirate deck. Also not bad. Really not a bad card at all. We still have to roll the tidings die first. And that's our +3. Oh man, okay, we may be able to make it. Let's count the spaces 1 more time. And again, the idea is to move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, that's enough. And in theory, I could try to flee here. Then I would be able to move out, and then I can keep my cards. Oh, that's awesome. Okay, 1, 2, 3 movement points. So let's flip those guys up, and those are okay. That's a pirate, which is not so easy. And here we have another merchant, which is kind of okay. But I think I want to flee, because really the idea is to move into village in order to take out those guys. So I think I want to engage this guy here first. Yeah, that sounds like a good idea. So let's fight him. Of course, we still have to roll. And if we are rolling successfully, I can evade right away. And guess what? That's a critical miss, and I don't have my re-roll. Are you kidding me? This 1 roll was so important, and oh man, I whiff it. I think for my punishment, I want to get rid of this card. In theory, I could go for this re-roll and whatever, get the card back directly. But I think I can gain 2 cards with this card out of my discard pile. So let's discard it for my punishment now. And I think I still want to flee. But before I do that, I want to play this card here. This rest does not end your turn. And you may use this effect to rest immediately during combat. So this is what I want to do. So this is this. And therefore I gain 2 cards out of my discard pile. And of course, those are the cards I just discarded here. Of course, again, I made a mistake. Those cards go on top of my pirate deck. Always forget that. And I still want to reroll, so I don't get the reroll now. But yeah, let's wait and see. And again, the idea is to flee from this fight. So we are hoping for a success. Yes, that's a hit. So we get to flee. That's awesome. So we will move into the Gulf of Mexico. This was a free movement. Keep that in mind. And we still have 3 more movement points left. So let's spend 1, 2 to move into village. Now I have to engage both of those guys in combat. And I think I want to start with this one here with the easy merchant up there. So again, we have to roll the initiative die. That's a critical hit. That's so cool. And yeah, I think I will take the critical hit to immediately sink it. I could go for reputation token or whatnot. I will simply go for 3 of those here. Doesn't really matter, but this is enough to sink him. We don't get the points right away. I think I did this wrong. We really have to defeat both of them, because if we would flee, then everything else we earned so far is lost. So for now, set it aside, and then we have to defend from this guy here. And I think therefore we want to get rid of the chase guns here. So that's my defense for this round. And then I need to create an attack, and again I can use my ex-Royal Navy officer to generate basically both 2 long range and 2 close quarters, which is enough to sink both of those guys. So in total I get a combination of those rewards. I think I will simply go for 3 swagger in this case, bringing me to 57 swagger. So I only need 3 more in order to move into round or level 5 pretty much, which gives me another crew cards, basically 2 crew cards. But I read somewhere that the designer really wanted to limit the amount of crew cards you have to 2. So I have still my ex-Royal Navy officer, and if I take 2 more, I think I really have to think about who I want to keep. Otherwise, I think it's really way too powerful. But let's have a look at our Chaos card here, which was still active. If you sink these 2 ships, which we just did, you gain 1 treasure card. How cool is that? I was not thinking about getting a second one. So let's see what we get. That's our card. And here we find François L'Olonnais, Covetous Cutlass. 7 long range or 7 close quarter plus 1 of those reputation tokens. I'm really thinking now if I should really keep this card or not, because again I cheated when I placed the treasure fleet down there in Cartagena, where really should have started here in Tierra Firme, for example, Tierra Firme. And at that point in time, there were 2 naval ships here, and it was way weaker back then. So I'm not sure if I really would have moved in here and tried to engage both of those guys. And then on top of this, also went into Portobello here. So maybe I really should punish myself even more by not taking this. I think I will keep it as a trophy or so. But I think it should really help me to balance things out a little bit. I will keep it nearby, and maybe you'll let me know if I should use it or not. I still have 2 more movement points, and keep in mind I still have my mission here. White Sails, Red Blood. Establish a pirate haven on Pensacola. The only problem there is we have a pirate hunter waiting there for us, and those guys are pretty tough. So usually something like +7, +8 or so. Not easy, but definitely in my current condition we should be able to take them out. But yeah, it will definitely cost us some cards, that's clear. But on the other hand, they also provide you some cool victory points or swagger. So yeah, let's think about it. With 2 more, we could, on the other hand, sail into the Indian village here and basically get a new mission card here. So you can do that in Nassau, in one of those tribal villages here. This would cost us, I think, 1 more reputation, but yeah, time is running out, but our deck still looks okay, to be honest. And I think I really want to show you what this game has to offer. So let's spend 1 movement point to move into village. Then we have to spend 1 reputation. And this gives us 2 more pirate mission or captain mission cards. Here we have to build another pirate haven in Ocracoke. Maybe that's even better, but we already have one and we cannot discard those, so we still suffer the victory point loss at the end of the game. So in this case, why not go for this one here? Actions speak louder than words. Sink any ship using only close quarters deck. That's a saboteur card. So in the cooperative mode of the game, you can also play as a saboteur. So if you would fulfill this goal, you could then switch to be a saboteur and pretty much play against the other players. Pretty interesting twist, but I think in the solo mission this doesn't really change. I can still go for them, and yeah, this could give us 4 swagger at the end of the game. So yeah, I think let's discard this pirate mission card here, and let's go for actions speak louder than words. I think we still have 1 more movement point from our ex-Royal Navy officer, but only bad things can happen, to be honest. Can they? Yeah, they can. No, I think let's stay in village for now, so we will forfeit our final movement point. So let's move over to the dummy play. Of course, let's draw our cards first, and keep in mind we know some of those cards already. This is really cool for the reroll. I think that's really worth it. We know this one and we know this one. Plow the man down. Yeah, those pluses are always great. Okay, that's definitely something we can live with. And then we move over to the dummy player. So he will draw his hand up to 4 cards. We will roll the tidings die. Yeah, sorry this went wrong, but this is the white lookout, and I think a white lookout are also 3 cards. Okay, so we still have good amount of cards left, so we can definitely do some stuff. Here our tidings die comes. That's the red lookout. I'm really happy I didn't move out. But this leaves us with 3 movement points for this round +1 because of our officer. Of course, one problem with moving there was there are not enough ships here. In theory, I could spend +5 movement points to move from New Spain down here to Manila, or to the Manila route, Puerto Marquez here, but on the other hand, I still would need to move there, and really getting 5 movement points, yeah, you saw that for yourself. You needed to roll a 2 or a +3 in this case. Not very likely, to be honest. So I think in this case, we may really want to move here to Pensacola now. And in this case, I really was stupid. I really should have moved out, and the red lookout would have moved him here, and we would have engaged him without spending any movement points. On the other hand, we really have to move there anyway. So it doesn't really change the thing. So let's go for it. So let's move 1, 2, 3 spaces here. So this was my natural movement for this round. I still have 1 more to go. So let's see what we have here. Wow, 9 + 8. So yeah, that's definitely a challenge here, to be honest. Yeah, but I sailed here, so I have to live with my decision now. Here comes the... Awesome. Okay, that's a hit. Shouldn't be a problem now. Of course, we really have to generate a lot of those combat icons, but I think that's good enough. Unfortunately, we cannot fulfill our mission, which says we have to take out one of those guys only by close quarters, because we need both of them. So, but still, we can gain a hell of a lot of victory points or swagger here. So we need 9 long range, 8 close quarters, but I think we should be good. Main problem is the long range. So of course we will use him. Plus this card, that's 4, plus this, that's 6. And I think here we have to spend 1 reputation in order to trigger the more powerful card here. So that's 9 long range. Keep in mind, we need 9. We also need to come up with 8 close quarters. So here's 5, 7, plus 2, that's 9. Already good enough to take out that pirate hunter here. Awesome. So we gain 5 swagger, 3 reputation. So we move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 points here, which means we just made it into level 5 here. So our hand size increases 1 more time. Awesome. So we have now a hand size of 6, and we get to draw 2 more crew cards. And keep in mind, I will really discard down to only 2. And wow, here are 2 awesome cards, to be honest. Brigands of Madagascar, +2, +3 once per round when combating any ship you can flee automatically. This can be pretty awesome. the other hand, we have this one here. Once per round, you can draw an elite pirate card from its deck, play it, then shuffle it back into its deck. In the last round, I don't know if that's useful. I think I will go for the extra combat icons, and I definitely want to hold on to my ex-Royal Navy officer, who is simply awesome and served me really well. So I will simply put this card now on top of the dummy player stack. And yeah, I think we still have one more movement point, yeah, from the naval officer. So move into 4 Barrancas here, and with 1 reputation, we are back at 5. Keep that in mind. We will build a pirate haven here in Fort Barrancas, and therefore we completed our card. And I think I will go for the end of game bonus, providing me 2 swagger. So let's draw 3 more cards. Keep in mind those cards do count to my hand size of a 6 now. So here we have Cut Him to Pieces. Here we have Blackbeard Smoke, also a great card. I think we can draw 1 more. Yeah, that's right. And the Scourge of the 7 Seas. Also a very cool card. So I think we really may have a card now to take out one of those treasure fleets here. Wow, tasty stuff. But I think I will stop here for today, and otherwise it's really getting a very long episode again. The dummy player really has a lot of cards in his deck. I still have a lot of cards in my deck, so this can easily take 5-6 more turns or so. I think I will split those the last round into at least 2 episodes. And yeah, hope you are still enjoying my little playthrough. Maybe you let me know if I should be allowed to keep and use this coveted cutlass here. Personally, I think I should not, to be honest. Of course, I already punished myself, but then I got really lucky now by drawing this chaos card and moving over there. But to be honest, I think I haven't deserved this coveted cutlass. I will try to take out one of those treasure fleets, and then I gain another treasure card, which I then want to keep. But let me know what you think. And yeah, I really hope you are still enjoying my little playthrough of the Pirate Republic here. I like this game a lot. And yeah, hope to see you soon in one of my other videos. And until then, bye bye.